Magandang araw mga kaibigan. Bigyan natin ng reaksyon itong breaking news ipinost ng DWIZ 882. Inanunsyo ng Malacanang na hindi matutuloy ang nakatakdang pagpirma ni Pangulong Ferdinand Marcos Jr. sa 2025 General Appropriations Act sa Disyembre 20, 2024. Kasi announce na ito expected before the end of this year, pipirmahan ng Pangulo ang 2025 General Appropriations Act. Kaya lang, ito, hindi daw matutuloy. Bakit? Ayon sa palasyo, may ilang mga probisyon at bahagi rin ng panukalang pambansang budget ang ibebeto para sa kapakanan ng publiko upang umayon sa fiscal program at bilang pagsunod na rin sa mga umiiral na batas. Okay? So, ang daming kumo-question sa constitutionality or legality ng budget natin ngayon. Ito, si dating Finance Undersecretary Cielo Magno, sabi niya, ito na daw ang pinaka-corrupt na budget sa kasaysayan ng ating bansa. Pakinggan natin ang balita ito bago tayo magbigay ng comment.
Announces cuts to the government's 2025 budget as the most corrupt in the country's history. But the Senate President believes there's a way to resolve the budget controversies. RG Cruz has tonight's top story.
A former Philippine finance official describes the government spending plan for next year as the most corrupt in history. Economist Cielo Magno joined opposition to budget cuts for key government programs, calling it anti-Filipino. Magno also scored the 50 billion peso cut for the conditional cash transfer program and the 10 billion peso reduction for the education department's outlay for next year. For Magno, the 2025 budget prioritizes the interests of politicians and not the public.
Yung DPWH na hindi naman nanghihingi ng dagdag na budget ay binigyan ng karagdagang 289 billion pesos. At ang budget ng Senado, dinagdagan ng 1 billion.
Dali baka makalimutan ko. Yung mga kawawa nating kababayan, yung poor piece, they are the poorest of the poor, binawasan yung pondo nila, if I'm not mistaken, 30 billion. Ano ang mangyayari doon sa mga poor piece natin na talaga namang panahon pa ni President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo na simulan na yung poor piece, at sa tingin ko, marami naman talagang natutulungan ang poor piece dahil talagang maraming mahirap. Ang problema lang, may palakasan, may mga mahihirap na hindi sinama. Merong mga malalakas sa mga barangay or municipal officials o DSWD officials, isinama. Yun lang problema. But talagang napakaraming mahihirap indigent families na dapat tulungan ng poor piece. Binawasan 30 billion. Sabi, yung 10 billion pesos na binawas sa DepEd, talagang nakakadismaya. Computerization program ng ating mag-aaral, napakahina natin yung mga estudyante when it comes to technology, yung mga ganun. Tapos, binawasan mo pa. Ano pa? PhilHealth subsidy. 74 billion ang requested amount. Naging zero. Ano pa? AFP Modernization Program. 70 billion ang propose. Ginawa lang 35 billion. yung DOST o Pag-asa. Nagkakaproblema tayo, nagkakaroon ng mga kalit, bigla ang pagbaha dahil kulang tayo ng kagamitan. So, ang gusto ng DOST, Pag-asa, makabili ng bagong mga equipments, radar, something like that. Binawasan din. Ano ang dinagdagan? DPWH na hindi naman humihingi ng karagdagang pundo. Dinagdagan nila ng 289 billion. Yon yung pinag-rereklamo ni Professor Cielo Magno. Most corrupt. Kasi para sa mga politiko, yung budget na yon idinagdag sa DPWH. Ay, nako. Tuloy natin.
Ang budget ng House of Representatives, 18.8 billion pesos. So hindi lang po PhilHealth ang problema ng 2025 budget. Ang problema natin ay yung kabuuan ng budget at ano yung kinakatawan nito. At naniniwala po tayo na ito na po ata ang pinaka-corrupt na budget sa history ng Pilipinas.
Senate President Francis Escudero, however, believes there's still a way to fix the budget mess. Escudero explains on the part of the DepEd, it has accumulated over 36 billion pesos in unused funds from 2022 to this year that the President can tap to make up for the budget reduction. Citing data submitted to the Senate, Escudero pointed out that in 2022, the agency earmarked over 13 billion pesos for its computerization program, but it didn't use about 10 billion pesos. In 2023, only half of the over 20 billion peso budget was used. This year, about 15 billion of the 18 billion pesos earmarked was untouched. Escudero notes that unless the 2022 fund is used, it will revert to the Treasury. The Senate chief notes that since 2022, about 70% of over 50 billion pesos allotted for DepEd's computerization program was not used, which is why Congress is cracking down on agency utilization to make sure the funds are actually used. But Senator Amy Marcos has her reservations if there are available funds that could plug the budget gaps.
Yes, that's correct. In the event na may savings, pwede naman dagdagan. Pero it's a big if. May savings ba talaga?
For Senate Deputy Minority Leader Lisa Ontiveros, she cited the fund reductions to education as among the reasons she voted against the final approval of the 2025 budget. Former Senator Panfilo Lacson insists that the Constitution is categorical. Education should be the highest budgetary priority. Lacson says the bicameral panel can fix the problems even in just one day if it so desires. House lawmakers have differing views.
Kapag nadala na yan sa Malacanang, line item veto lang ang pwedeng gawin ni Presidente. Hindi siya pwedeng magbago-bago ng amount kasi bawal yun sa Constitution. Pinaka-solusyon na nakikita namin dyan, hindi pa naman na ibibigay sa executive kay Presidente, ay ibalik sa BICAM at ibalik itong mga kinaltas.
I don't think there's any need for us to reconvene as a BICAM because we've already ratified it in both chambers, so in both the Senate and in both the House. So we're very satisfied with the versions. Agencies always want to have more.
This congressman came up with data to prove that the combined education budget at 1.055 trillion is better than the DPWH's 1.033 trillion. However, he did not include convergence projects worth over 82 million pesos.
Ang sinasabi lang naman natin is pag in-add mo rin kasi talaga yung budget no for the entire education sector, mas malaki pa rin yung yung budget ng education sector kaysa sa DPWH.
Meanwhile, progressive groups picketed the House to protest what they call pork barrel insertions. Former Senate President Franklin Drilon explains how this could have happened.
In the version of the BICAM today, there is the total of 288 billion pesos added to the DPWH budget. DPWH, when the President submitted its budget, had an 825 billion allocation for its projects. After it went through Congress, tumaas ito ng 1,113 billion pesos. What they did was to get the appropriation of the other agencies in order to provide funding for the pork barrel. Where did they get it? 10 billion from the DepEd, 50 billion from the 4-piece program, 74 billion from the subsidy of PhilHealth.
Presidential son and senior deputy majority leader Sandro Marcos expresses support for his father's decision on the budget.
President is my father. I support him in whatever he says and whatever he hopes to achieve.
The president previously vowed to restore the funds that were cut, though it remains unclear how he intends to do that. RG Cruz, ABS-CBN News.
So, yan po. Salamat naman. At nag-decide ang palasyo na huwag mo nang pirmahan ang 2025 General Appropriations Act. Sana maayos nila. Lalo na yung PhilHealth. Grabe. Kailan wala na ang Pangulo. Nagdepensa na eh. Dinipensahan niya na dami daw reserve fund ng PhilHealth. Marami silang pundo. Kaya sa tingin ko, hindi na ibabalik yung 74 billion na pundo o subsidy ng PhilHealth. Ang nagsalita lang siya yung education, yung 10 billion. I don't know yung 4 Ps. So, nakakalungkot po itong mga ganitong Salamat kay Professor Cielo Magno na nagsabing most corrupt budget itong 2025 sa history ng ating bansa.